morning. It's Thursday morning and I need to, oh my god, I need to go to like a forum. So yeah, I'm gonna read an audiobook going there and I'm just gonna bring you with me on a very busy day. Tomorrow's like this too, but yeah, I need to go. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I've successfully parked and I'm just gonna go to ride a jeepney and then ride a bus. So yeah, I just parked in the campus. It's gonna be a long freaking journey. Let's go. Hello everyone. So I thought I would do kind of like a busy person's reading vlog because these clips are filmed in a very busy couple of days. So this is me going to a forum at like 6 a.m. in the morning because the forum is in Manila and it was just so tiring. And this is me standing in the bus 3/4 of the whole trip because it's rush hour and everyone's going to Manila. And so yeah, thankfully I was able to arrive at the PICC, and this forum is actually the Philippine Urban Forum. This is the first ever urban forum. If you know like the international version of this, it's conducted I think by the United Nations. So this particular event is very important and kind of like one of the biggest I think events in our industry for the year. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, it's all about urban planning. So if you don't know what that actually means, it means just designing and making cities livable and more sustainable. So we attended a lot of talks. So this was on green architecture. Very interesting. This is Makati City, is a city in the Philippines, and look at how cool this is. And so yeah, it just tackles a lot of things, a lot of issues that could potentially help Metro Manila deal with its issues. So this event is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I had to go back home at 5 p.m. and then do it all over again the next day. But yeah, I was so hungry, I didn't eat anything. So we got some udon at Mall of Asia after. And this is just me waiting for the Grab. It was raining, and actually during my commutes I was reading or listening to an audiobook of 1,000 Steps into the Night. I believe that's the title. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was said to be having Spirited Away vibes, but for me, I think it had more of Princess Mononoke vibes. I don't know. I just feel like it feels like that more to me. So yeah, this was just me going home to my parked car, and it's day 2. We're gonna do it all over again. And I actually was a little bit late this time, so it was harder to park in the university. But look at the sky, it's just so pretty. And look at the blooming flowers, just so good. And then I bought some food because I was not gonna starve again. Oh my god.
Isa tong crispy chicken sandwich na a la carte.
7 pesos. Kami 7 pesos na lang sila. Vertigo.
Okay.
250 pesos. Singer na yun.
So yeah, I also decided to buy some Red Bull from the convenience store. My last Red Bull was during board examination review, and this day I just needed it, you know. I was so sleepy, and here I was actually debating on whether I should buy the full size one or just the normal smaller one. And yeah, I was actually standing in the bus as well, sipping my Red Bull with this on. This is me actually already sitting, thank God. And I actually arrived earlier than my friend, so I was able to go around the hall, like PICC. And it was actually really pretty. Oh, and actually, to be able to arrive at PICC, I had to also take a Grab, which is like an Uber, to the hall. And here I am just changing my shoes in the freaking Grab like a rom com main character. But yeah, I got there early and I just looked around because there's some art in there as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to you about A Thousand Steps into the Night. So I was reading it the whole time I was commuting. There were a lot of hours, and I actually finished it during this trip these past 2 days. And I did really enjoy it, but I think it was so long, or I don't know, maybe I was just so tired. And to be honest, I was actually sleeping during some parts of it, but surprisingly, it really didn't affect my enjoyment of it. I guess I was just a little confused about some of the details, like where I stopped, like where I actually stopped listening because I was already sleeping. But yeah, it was just super interesting. It's about this girl who gets kissed by a spirit and she becomes this kind of demon, and it follows her journey to actually reclaiming her life and also battling this demon prince. And yeah, it is quite Studio Ghibli like, I must admit, but I really didn't see how it was as like Spirited Away. Maybe the story is quite like Spirited Away, but the vibes were Princess Mononoke like because it was darker. Maybe that's why I compare it to Princess Mononoke. But yeah, there's a great cast of characters. There's a magpie, there's other like a cloud spirit, and it was just so cool. So cool. Okay, so back to the forum. I'm just chilling, waiting for my friend to arrive, and I was in a booth talking to like a city planner, and I was asking about their city plans because I had talked to them the day before, and my friend called me and said that she's trapped in the entrance because of our Starbucks.
Juicy, pumpkin spice.
Nor, how?
Buti na lang kung hindi.
Na-try mo na?
Hindi pa. Like ako.
I-record ko kung anong rating.
Reaction. Damn, that's good.
Masarap? Wow! A pumpkin spice girly!
Ano siya nag-reply sa amin? Banned from entering because of pumpkin spice. Si Kuya papadaan niya na ba? Tapos biglang sundan ng company niya. Wala din mga appealing or happen. So, Brad, mawalan. Sige po. Okay po, sige po, wait. We could have been blessed and lucky. Wala kong meron ng angel ngayon.
For day 2, we attended several trainings, and there was actually food in the training centers rooms, and I was so shook. Anyway, here is me on my way home, and I was so happy because I was able to ride a bus that takes us directly to the university, which is so cool. I don't have to ride a jeepney anymore. And so, yeah, I was asleep a lot of the time I was on the bus. But yeah, I actually started reading this book. Midnight is the darkest hour in the, yeah, but I ended up DNFing it. I don't think I vibe with it. I don't know. I liked Ashley Winstead's previous book. If what's that? Oh yeah, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. That was so good, but for some reason I didn't really vibe with this book, and I was so sad. But yeah. Anyway, here is another day, another sleigh, another busy, busy, tiring day. So on this day, I actually had to go to another city, which is not in Manila. It's in my province, but it's quite far, and I don't know how the commute goes. But yeah, I got there. I got my license ID, and I spent some time in the mall because I was just so tired, and I thought I needed like a fun little time. And during the commute and some parts when I was just walking around, I was actually just reading Rouge, which is Mona Awad's new book, which is a horror about beauty. It is just so strange and mind-boggling, and just it's so good. Like, it is so freaking good, but I can't tell you, I can't explain it to you in a way that will capture what it's really about. So, in the best of my abilities, it's about this girl whose mother just died, and her mother is French, and she was raised with this Snow White fairy tale. Anyway, both of them are quite obsessed with beauty. Her mother in like a more casual-ish way, but they are like, her mother's sophisticated, she's chic, she's beautiful, and the girl is very obsessed with skincare. She's also beautiful, and yeah, her mother dies, and she goes back to Southern California where her mother was living, and she just gets entangled into this kind of cult, beauty spa cult. And yeah, it was just so strange. It has a lot of imagery regarding the color red, jellyfish, skincare that basically tears your skin away. In a way, it's just like that. That's how I can describe it to you. So yeah, it was quite the fun time to be listening to that during my commute. But anyway, so I also visited this bookstore. It's fully booked in SM Santa Rosa City, and the freaking branch is stocked with so many books. It was so cool. I was so happy. And yeah, this is just me looking through the bookshelves. And then I didn't know that they had this edition of this book. So cool. And then this was also really interesting. This particularly really caught my eye. How cool. They also have like Japanese versions, and I think the Grimm fairy tales. And this edition, how cool. It's covered, but I think it's so gorgeous. And then what else? Oh yeah, I found freaking Jade War. I've been trying to look for Jade War, Jade Legacy, and Jade City in the Philippines, in France, in Sweden, in Singapore. My family cannot find a copy, so naturally I got Jade War. I was tempted to get Jade Legacy as well, but like, I need to be thrifty. But yeah, they have a lot of good stuff that I haven't seen locally, I guess you could say. So this is just like the fantasy area. So this is me just getting Jade Ward again, because obviously I'm gonna get that one, because where else can I get that? There's no copy online. And then the classics here were also really cool. Like, look at this Count of Monte Cristo one. It's so huge. It's a brick, but it's very cool. And then, oh, and they had Yellowface. How cool is that? The paperback edition. And now, just seeing this now, they have Silver Nitrate 2. I didn't recognize that when I was actually there. And they also have a lot of manga in this branch. And yeah, I was tempted. But no. No, no, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, and this Spy Family cover is my favorite. She's so cute. And oh my gosh, there was Soul Eater as well. I've never read the manga. I probably should because it's one of my absolute favorite anime. And there was Soul Eater just there, but I don't know like the editions, the volumes of that. It says the perfect volume, so I don't know if that's like an omnibus kind of thing or it's just a side story. And oh my god, Noragami. Oh my god, I was so happy. I obviously didn't buy it because I'm cheap as hell. But yeah, there's also Jujutsu Kaisen, which is so freaking cool. And there's a lot of these light novels which I haven't gotten into yet. I've watched Heaven Official's Blessing quite a few times, but I haven't read the light novels. My cousin's friend actually told me to read it because it's so good. So maybe. And this one particularly was so interesting to me. Look at that cover. It's just so beautiful. If there weren't so many, I would have bought one, but there's so many of them. And then I did see this really cool Studio Ghibli book. It's like a guide to the Studio Ghibli movies. These types of books are just so interesting to me. And I also saw a Haikyuu one. It's the art of Haikyuu, I believe it was, and it also was so interesting, but I didn't buy it. And then Masters of Death is also in my October TBR, so I was tempted to buy this one, but I didn't. And then I just popped by some stores to buy some things that I needed and just walked around, and I actually ate the same type of udon that I ate on day 2 of the forum. And yeah, I also was reading Serpent and the Wings of Night while I was eating. And so yeah, this is me putting chili powder, and I was kind of scared because I put a lot, but it turned out to be okay. It's fine. It tasted nice. To be honest though, I think the Mall of Asia branch cooks this better because this was, I mean, it was fine, but it was not as good as the one that I ate. Or maybe because I was starving that day. Who knows? But yeah, this was good. And in terms of Serpent and the Wings of Night, I'll probably talk about that book in another vlog. Probably a fantasy renaissance vlog because I have not produced a fantasy renaissance episode in so long, and I've been reading quite a lot of fantasy, so maybe I'll just talk about that there. So yeah, all in all, although this was physically and mentally tiring these past couple of days, it was so nice to just learn and just walk around, I guess. But yeah. So, yeah, here I was just waiting for the banh mi that I ordered for our family's dinner. So I was just getting it take out. And yeah, I really don't have anything else to say other than thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video.